All right, folks, welcome back in Handicap Sports Podcast. I'm your host, JZ Sports. We got a great one this week. We got the match play down in Austin, Texas at Austin Country Club. I mean, what better way to be in a bracket-like format than in the midst of March Madness, type environment. Round of 64 is over. Round of 32 is over. Getting into the Sweet 16 now. And what better way? Match play this week. Like I said, Austin Country Club. One of my favorite events of the year. I love how it's in the middle of March Madness right now. Definitely some really good games going on there. The groups just released here. I'm recording Monday. The groups just released 11 a.m. Central, so that'd be around noon, Eastern time. So we have the groups out. We know what the bracket's going to look like. So for this segment, I'm kind of going to run through the format. If you don't really understand how the format works, I'll run that down exactly for you. I'll kind of break down the course a little bit. Austin Country Club, it's been, we've been having this match play at Austin Country Club since 2016. Some little good nuggets there that I could throw out you guys. And then what we should look for in terms of a golfer this year, off the tee play, approach play, around the green play, and stuff like that. And then we can kind of hop into some player profiles, how you can get an edge in the DFS market this week. That being said, let's hop right into it. So the World Golf Championship, Dell Championship, is the match play. Like I said, one of my favorite events of the year in the midst of March Madness, bracket-like environment. The top 64 golfers on the official world ranking golfing list will be playing. If the 64th man can't play, he decides to withdraw. Next man up, so the 65th guy will be next, and so on and so forth, going to 66, 67, 68, stuff like that. The 64 groups are split up into 16 four-man groups with each player seeded 1 through 64. And each group will play a round robin type format. So everyone in each group is going to play with each other. Those matchups are going to be Wednesday to Friday. Remember, folks, this event starts Wednesday, so make sure you get your bets in. This is why I'm recording early here on Monday. Make sure you get your bets in. And so 1 point is awarded for a win. Half a point is rewarded for a tie. And then the player with the most points within their group, within their play from Wednesday to Friday, the player who has the most points within the group advances to the knockout stage. So pretty similar to soccer, if you guys know the World Cup type format there. And then the knockout stage is played over Saturday and Sunday with the round of 16 and the quarterfinals being held Saturday, and the semi and final rounds are held on Sunday. So yeah, this is a lot of golf. This is a tournament that is known, to be very grueling. Golfers are usually pretty gassed by the end of it. That's why some golfers, sometimes opt out of this event. I know JT has opted out of this event after playing the Valspar last week. He's been struggling a little bit. But yeah, so that's the format. We got these groups of players. The winner, whoever gets the most point within these groups, moves on to the knockout stage. The quarters and the round of 16, single elimination, win those, move on to the semi and final come Sunday. So great tournament, great event. The format's great. People love it. So I'm very excited for it. The golf course, Austin Country Club. Like I said, Austin Country Club has been home to this event since 2016. Since it moved here, the winners, I'll kind of go down the list. 2022, last year, Scotty was a 5 seed and he beat Kevin Kisner, who was a 29 seed. 2021, Billy Horschel was a 32 seed over Scheffler, who was a 30 seed. 2020, we did not have this event due to COVID. 2019, Kevin Kisner, 48 seed, beat Matt Kuchar, who was a 23 seed. 2018, Bubba Watson, who was a 35 seed, beat Kevin Kisner, who was a 32 seed. You kind of get the theme with Kevin Kisner. Guy absolutely loves this place. He's going to be highly owned. I'm sure his number's pretty good. We'll go through that in a little bit here. 2017, DJ 1 seed over Rahm. 2016, Jason Day 2 seed over Louis Oosthuizen, who was a 16 seed. So yeah, so as you could see with those finalists, with the players who've been in the finals, we kind of get a nice spread. I mean, we get the DJs, who was a 1 seed over Rahm, who was probably top 10 there. Jason Day, who was a 2 seed. Last year, Scotty was a 5 seed. But if we look in the middle there, we have Horschel, who's a 32, who beat Scheffler, who was a 30. Kisner, who was a 48, who beat Kuchar, who was a 32. And Bubba, who was a 35, who beat Kisner, who was a 32. So the biggest thing here is to really dial in on players who you think have the easiest path within their group. What players, if you're looking at a favorite, if you're looking at an underdog that you like, who has the easiest path to get out of their group? And then you kind of got to look at the quadrants and stuff like that, especially playing like DFS stuff. Some of like the casual DFS players might not really dial into this. Like they might pick 2 players in the same quadrant. That's dumb. That's very dumb to do. So you're going to have to dial in to group play when picking your lineups, picking your bets, and stuff like that. So in terms of strokes gained data, we don't really have a lot because this is a match play format. So we're not dialing in kind of on player shots. You know, sometimes players just give up on a hole, they're out of the hole. Like we don't really have those types of that type of data. So pretty limited here, but kind of going over the course. Austin Country Club, obviously located in Austin, Texas. Pete Dye design in 1984. Par 71, roughly 7,100 yards. Water comes into play on 7 holes, and this is going to be Bermuda head to toe. Yeah, like I said, strokes gained data, not really easily accessible, just given the match play. But looking at the course itself, you know, could really help us. This place definitely awards aggressive play. Being a match play type environment, you're gonna need to make putts. You're gonna need to make birdies, enable yourself to win holes. You're gonna need them early and often, and it's gonna come right out of the gate. You know, during your match play in the group stages, you need to hit putts. You need to hit birdies. You need to be aggressive on approach. This course isn't that long, so we're going to see a lot of approach shots, 150 and under. Maybe those kind of you have to get out the long irons for the long for the par fives. So yeah, you got to be able to score here, definitely. Also, I'm going to be looking at some comp courses here. You know, I'm kind of going to be looking at a Pete Dye design course, kind of positional type places some that come to mind are the Stadium course at PGA West. The American Express is held there. It's like I said, Pete Dye design. It's a birdie fest type environment, positional type course. TPC Sawgrass, where the players were, same type of ordeal, and then TPC River Highlands as well. Those are 2 risk reward type tracks. So you're going to want to be hunting flag sticks early and often. You're going to need to make birdies here. That's the name of the game. Looking more into the stats off the tee, I'm going to be looking at good drives gained. I'm not really going to be looking at, you know, distance, accuracy, and stuff like that. I'm going to be more so looking at players, you know, who position the ball the best on the drive in order to give themselves, you know, a best look at a green in regulation, a best look at a birdie putt, you know, whatever it might be within 15 feet. Great. But yeah, distance and accuracy. I mean, distance maybe, accuracy maybe, but like looking at good drives gained definitely gives you that better idea of, you know, how well a player finds the green in regulation, how well a player, you know, hits the green on their second shot to give themselves a birdie look. So that's the biggest thing. I'm going to be looking at off the tee. Approach play, like I said, it's going to be all about approach this week. Approach is going to be absolutely massive. You're going to want to be hunting flag sticks early and often. Like I said, we should see most approach shots 150 yards and in, given the light distance here. So, you know, wedge players, short iron players, and stuff like that. You know, so that's definitely going to be huge. Around the green, there's 110 bunkers here, so I'm definitely going to be modeling out bunker play, who plays well in sand here. And the greens are actually pretty small, so we're probably going to see players relying on their short game quite often this week. So that's just another nugget to look into. And then putting, you know, like I said, approach play is probably the most important here, but I'm going to be putting heavy weight on putting this week. If you are not a good putter, if you are not in a good form on the putting surface right now, it might be tough for you. Making birdies, giving yourself opportunities for birdies is going to be the name of the game this week. This is match play. Another big thing to look at is players who've done well in Ryder Cups and President's Cups, because those are match play environments as well. So that's just another nugget to look into, and kind of finding players that you like and players that you kind of want to roll with. And then finally, kind of getting into the scoring. Like I said, if you're not making birdies here, you're most definitely not going to find success. 50% of Austin Country Club's holes feature over a 20% birdie rate. I'm going to be modeling out heavily birdie or better, and opportunities gained. And what opportunities gained is pretty much it's just the percentage of holes, where players themselves a look at birdie 15 feet and in. So that comes right back to the approach play. Where are people finding their drives? Where are they hitting their second shot? Are they positioning themselves well to give themselves green and regulation looks? Are they giving themselves nice birdie looks, whether 15 feet, 20 feet, whatever it is? You're going to want to stick the ball close this week. So that's more so the stats this week. I really like betting on the dogs here. I actually do have one bet that I've already placed and locked in, which I will kind of go over once we hit the DFS side of things and betting side of things. But just a couple stats. Last year, 7 top seeds advanced. In 2021, Rahm advanced, from opening play. So he was a top seed there. And yeah, so the groups are out now. We could go over the groups, and and yeah, and that's how it's going to be. It's going to be group play. So looking at the bracket now, I'll kind of just roll down like this here. Group 1, top left, Scotty Scheffler, Davis Riley, and Tom Kim. Hold on, give me 1 second, folks. Let me just download this real quick. Right. So Group 1, Scotty Scheffler, Tom Kim, Alex Norman, Davis Riley. Group 2, John Rahm, Billy Horschel, Keith Mitchell, and Ricky Fowler. Group 3, Rory McIlroy, Keegan Bradley, Denny McCarthy, and Scott Stallings. Group 4, Patrick Cantlay, Brian Harman, K.H. Lee, Nick Taylor. Group 5, Max Homa, Hideki Matsuyama, Kevin Kisner, Justin Suh. Group 6, Xander Schauffele, Tom Hoagie, Aaron Wise, and Cam Davis. Group 7, Will Zalatoris, Ryan Fox, love Ryan Fox, Harris English, and Andrew Putnam. Group 8, Victor Hovland, Chris Kirk, Siwoo Kim, and Matt Kuchar. Group 9, Colin Morikawa, Jason Day, Adam Svensson, Victor Perez. Group 10, Tony Finau, Kurt Kitayama, Adrian Moronk, and Christiana Bezainhout. Group 11, Matty Fitz, Sahith Theegala, Minwoo Lee, J.J. Spawn. Group 12, Jordan Spieth, Shane Lowry, Taylor Montgomery, Mackenzie Hughes. Group 13, Sam Burns, Seamus Power, Adam Scott, and Hadwin. Group 14, Tyrell Hatton, Russell Henley, Lucas Herbert, and Ben Griffin. Group 15, Cam Young, Sepp Straka, Corey Connors, and Davis Thompson. And Group 16, Sung Jae Im, Tommy Fleetwood, JT Poston, and Maverick McNeely, rounding out the last group. Quick looks at these. Like I said, I already an outright bet. I already have Patrick Cantlay at 20-1 bet. You could get that number on Bet365. You could get that number on MGM. Thank you, Brian Kirshner, for holding me accountable, not shopping lines. I mean, if we look at Pat Cantlay's group, it's him, Brian Harman, K.H. Lee, and Nick Taylor. And then if we look at the bracket, he's on Cantlay's bottom left on that bracket, which I think is probably the easiest quadrant to kind of come out of. He will have to face, I think, Sam Burns in the quarters. Yeah, he'll have to face Sam Burns in the quarters if they both get out of group play, and then it's either Homa or Spieth in that Yeah, then it's either Homer or Spieth in the quarters there. Don't want to face Scheffler here as a beast. Don't want to face Rahm here, just given how well Rahm is playing. And then the bottom right, you got Hatton, McIlroy, Schauffele. Like that's just so top heavy. I love Cantlay, and that 20-1 number and the way he's been playing here, he doesn't really like finish top here. But if we really look into the numbers right here, how Cantlay has played here in the past, it's not like it's been terrible. Look, if we look at Cantlay, last year was a 26th, 21, 18, 2019, 24, 2018, 17. I mean, he plays this course well. It could have been just like bad matchups for him, on the given day. I really like Patrick Cantlay. He has, what, 2 Ryder Cups under his belt, 1 President's Cup, whatever it is. He has that type of experience. And I just think of that 20-1 number, it's just too good to pass up on. And if we even look at Cantlay late, like we know Cantlay could dial in putts. We know Cantlay is a birdie machine when it comes to birdie fest type courses. Let's just look into Cantlay real quick. I already looked at this, but I want to relay it to the group right here. Patrick Cantlay in his last 3 events, the ball striking has been absolutely tremendous. Gaining 10 at the players in the ball striking category, gaining almost 9 at the API, gaining almost 8 at the Genesis. He's striking the ball really, really well. He's striking the ball really, really well. Just looking at that group, I think PC gets out of there, and I think PC could cause some damage. So I like that 20-1 number on him a lot. Honestly, looking out this 1 through 4 group, the Scotty, Tom Kim, Alex Norton, Davis Riley, I think Scotty should handle business there easily. Tom Kim, maybe he kind of likes that match play environment. We saw him this past year at the President's Cup. He absolutely loves the energy there. So figure Scotty to come out of that region. I'm sorry, not region. I'm thinking March Madness. That group. Group 2 is Jon Rahm, Billy Horschel, Keith Mitchell, and Ricky Fowler. I think this is a really, really tough group, and I think Jon Rahm coming off the WD, he didn't really have a great API, and WD players didn't really have that good of an API. Ricky Fowler could cause some trouble. I mean, Keith Mitchell's been playing great. He's great off the tee. He's been playing really well. And Billy Horschel could, turn it on any time. So I think that group is really, really hard to figure out. Maybe if you want to find a dog in that group, I'm sure people are going to be pretty top heavy on Rahm. We're going to probably have to see where projected ownership comes out in regards to DFS. But, we could see there. Next group, Rory, Keegan Bradley, Denny McCarthy, Scott Stallings. We have been seeing Rory has been struggling really lately. Last week 2 weeks ago at the Players, didn't have his best stuff. I know Keegan Bradley withdrew from the Valspar last week, so he's gotten a nice rest. Denny McCarthy finished around, I want to say 2 under or something like that. And then you have Scott Stallings. Could Keegan, maybe Denny Mack can. That's interesting there. Just kind of looking through these, anything that pops up into my mind. Jordy, Shane, T. Monty, and Mac Hughes in Group 12. I mean, we know how well Montgomery putts. He's a guy who I have my eye on in the DFS market this week. I really like Montgomery. And people have been giving him, a bad rep. Oh, all he does is putt. All he could do is gain strokes putting. If we go to the stats real quick, because I know he played pretty well at the Players. Like he really turned it on. Kind of towards the latter end. Let's go Taylor Montgomery. Here we go. Yeah, never mind. Didn't really play that well. Lost a ton on approach. Yeah, it was all with the putter. But he scores. That's what I like, and I really don't think that's that big. Like he scores. Like I know Montgomery is going to be making putts, so I'm going to be dialed in on him. I'm not really too worried about what he did on approach that week. Honestly, this Group 5 is pretty hard. Homa, Hideki, Kisner, and Suh. We know how well Justin Suh has been playing as of late. Colin, J. Day, Svensson, and Victor Perez. Victor Perez, has been playing unbelievable on the Euro Tour. Adam Svensson, had a run for his money at the Players. Jason Day, a guy who's really been turning it on. And Colin Morikawa, who's the best iron player on the PGA Tour. So That's another really, really, really tough, not region. I keep saying region. This is not March Madness. This is the match play group. And like I said, 4 was easy. If we're going down here, this one for Patton, I think he should handle business pretty easily. Got him, Russell Henley, Lucas Herbert, and Ben Griffin. You know, the way he's been playing, the way he's been playing on Sunday, the way he finished off this round at the Players was really something special. And even folks before that had a great run at the Phoenix, great run at the API. Patton's playing some good golf as of late. So I think he should handle business there fairly easily. And then even this next one, Cam Young's been playing really well too. I kind of like him over Sepp Straka, Corey Connors, and Davis Thompson. Um, so that's kind of a quick look at the group. If we're going down the numbers here, we're on Odds Checker. Scotty Scheffler, the best price you could get Scheffler at is on either FanDuel, BetMGM, or Rivers at 8, Rahm 11, Rory at 12, Cantlay. I'm telling you, this 20 number on Cantlay on MGM, and he's also on Bet365. I love it. I love Pat Cantlay this week. And I just love the group that he's in. I think within match play, just dial in on who you think has the best chance of coming out of their group. Because you're gonna have no chance if your guy doesn't if your guy doesn't win your group, yeah, you're gonna have no chance. Anything could happen in the round of 16, the quarters, getting to the semis. Anything could happen. And I really like Cantlay in this spot. Best number you're gonna get on Homa is 22. Hovland 22 as well. Xander 22 as well. Colin 22 as well. We're just looking at guys who've played here well in the past. Like I said, Scotty 1 and 2 past 2 years. Rahm has played here very well. Rory as well. Anyone that really hasn't played here? Jason Day hasn't, but can't really say Jay Day. Kisner's a beast. What's Kisner at? I just don't. He's just really not been playing that well. That's the problem with him. Where's Montgomery at? 10. Kisner's at 125. There's going to be a lot of lines that are going to be showing a lot of discrepancies. I know the lines are kind of already out before the groups came out. I wanted to wait for the groups to kind of see where Cantlay was at, and where I saw him at that 20-1 number in that group pairing that he's in. I'm all over him this week. Take him, don't take him, do whatever you want to do. Getting into the DFS side of this stuff this week, the DFS space during match play is very, very interesting. Because if you're dealing with, let's say, a lackadaisical DFS player, a guy who doesn't really play that much, a guy who is going in for his first time and doesn't understand what the match play is or how it works. And if you know how to dial in on different quadrants, you're going to be at an advantage 100%. The thing is if you take two guys in the same, maybe group, that's just counterproductive. You're going to want to diversify by each quadrant. You're going to want to diversify by each group and kind of go there and see how you like it. Because you're already at a disadvantage if you're playing guys in the same group, maybe in even the same quadrant, which could really be detrimental to your lineup. So really start dialing in on that. DFS is great this week. I'm probably going to be lighter on the outrights this week and more heavily invested into DFS markets. But I just think there's a lot. I think you have a better chance to win during the match play than just a random type of tournament. So I'm going to be dialed in there this week. But yeah, it should be a great week this week. This is just going to be a quick show to kind of outline the match play, how it works, the format, the course itself. I went over the groups with you. They're out. A lot of these lines are probably going to be going up and down and stuff like that. So make sure you get your bets in. Again, this starts Wednesday. Group play will be starting Wednesday here. We got March Madness Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got the match play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Another unbelievable week of sports. Another edition of one of the better golf podcasts out there, the Handicap Sports Podcast. Folks, the match play is among us. I hope this helped you out. I hope this, you kind of gained something to understand the format here a little bit and kind of better yourself in making your bets and making your picks and making your matchups and making your lineups, whatever it is. Best of luck this week. Match play starting Wednesday. Can't wait. It's another edition. Folks, like I said, best of luck this week. We'll see you guys later. All right. Peace out.